Hello Basses, welcome to your learning session of Wild Winter. So, you may remember it, but it's not so easy, so it needs quite a kind of firm bit of awareness here. So let's wake ourselves up and say the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wild winter whips the hats from our heads, our heads, our heads, our heads. Wet winter enters the edges of our shoes, our shoes, our shoes, our shoes. Okay, so that kind of repeated heads, our heads, our heads, our heads, shoes, our shoes, our shoes, our shoes. Real emphasis or accent on the word on the first of those two, those couplets. Shoes, our shoes, our shoes, our shoes. One is stronger than the other. Okay, so the rhythm. Let's try that one more, the first phrase. Wild winter whips the hats from our heads. Try that. 3, 4. Whips the hats from our heads, our heads, our heads. Wet winter enters the edges of our shoes. So the wet winter, the wet is not on the beat, whereas the wild winter, the wild is on the beat. Let me show you. 3, 4. Wild winter whips the hats from our heads, our heads, our heads, our heads. Wet winter, wet winter. Can you see? So that's fine. It's kind of, it works because you wouldn't want to go heads, our heads, our heads, our heads. Wet winter. It's just more interesting. But it translates into notes as well. Let's try that first phrase. Have a listen. Wild winter whips the hats from our heads. Let's try that again. Wild winter whips the hats from our heads. So when you drop down, just let go. It's an octave leap down. Most will be done very quickly, so there's no time to move your head. Wild winter whips the hats from our heads, our heads, our heads, our heads. Wet winter enters the edges of our shoes, our shoes, our shoes, our shoes. Let's try those two phrases. 3, 4. And then let's just sing those two together. 2, 3, 4. Wild winter whips the hats from our heads, our heads, our heads, our heads. Wet winter enters the edges of our shoes, our shoes, our shoes. Freezes. Freeze. That's all chromatic. Freeze. With a jump at the end on the fifth of those notes. Freezes. Freezes. And then you get ears and fingers. Ears and fingers. Ears and fingers. Ears and fingers. Ears. Just try that. 3, 4. And then there's a jump up. Ears and fingers. Ears and fingers. Ears and fingers. And then you creep around. Creeps in under doorways. Yeah, so it's interesting. You can play with the dynamics here. From freezes, 2, 3, and freezes, ears and fingers, creeps in under doorways. You can be quiet there if you like, to give a sense of creeping. And then the final of these, so you've got freezes, creeps, then whines. So that's very whiny, that kind of chord. Whines. Let's try that after 3, 4. 3, 4. Whines. And again, 3, 4. Whines and waits. Just try singing up to waits from whines. 3, 4. Whines and waits. And then the waits in ambush at the corner of the street. Waits in ambush at the corner of the street. And again, another good one for not moving your chins. Waits in ambush at the corner of the street. Waits in ambush at the corner of the street. Waits in ambush. Real good one for practicing your octaves, this. Waits in ambush at the corner of the street. Good, let's put all that together by listening to the actual track. Here we go. So I'm giving you kind of there's 4 of these. One more. And here we go. 3, 4. Wild winter whips the hats from our heads, heads. Wet winter enters the edges of our shoes, Freezes his fingers. Creeps in at the doorways. Wives and waits in ambush at the corners. One more time, shall we? Let's do it once more. We're just going to go straight in on Wild Winter. This is your note. Wild. It's basically the key note of the song. And Wild Winter whips the hats from our heads, enters the edges of our shoes, Freezes ears and fingers. Creeps in at the doorways. Whines and waits in ambush at the corners. And then we get to the lyrical part B. Then just for one day the wind dies, for no reason the sky leans downwards, and we are softly kissed with winter's quiet gift, the white sudden wonder of snow. That's it. Okay, so let's just have a look at that. So, lyrical, quiet, dolce. Then just for one day the wind dies. It's all around the same note. 3, 4. Then just for one day. Try that again. 3, 4. Then just for one day the wind dies, for no reason. This is all kind of fairly standard around the tune sort of stuff, around the key. But then it becomes a little harder. Be quite high for you. The sky leans downwards. So energize that. The sky leans downwards. Do, do, do. Do you want to sing some do's? Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. a small matter of the words. The sky leans downwards. The sky leans down. Let's see if we can get into that from the previous phrase. Then just for one day the wind dies, for no reason the sky leans downwards, and we are softly kissed, and we are softly kissed with winter's quiet gift. And we are softly kissed with winters. So that's again around the same kind of area. Let's just try and get to the word qui of quiet. And we are softly kissed with winter's quiet. Quiet gift. Quiet gift. And we are softly kissed with winter's quiet gift. And then we're into the last bit, one note further down, really low. The white, so you have to find a place, like a little drawer for both of these. The white sudden wonder. I know they're kind of linked, but in a way they're like two little drawers popping out of a cabinet. The white sudden wonder. Can you sing that with that rhythm? That kind of trumpets like martial feel. The white sudden wonder. And then you give me some snow falling. Of snow. Let's go from snow. Snow. And let's do the whole of that second half. Just learn it as a feel. We're a bit out of time, but see how it comes in. Here we go. 3, 4. Okay, and let's do the whole thing. We'll go pretty well straight in on the start of the piece. Here we go. 3, 4. Not there, sorry. Here. 3, 4. Wild winter whips ahead, This piece. It's great. Good. Well, you don't have to get it all right, But just see if you can basically find your way through the melody when we come back to the main room now. Okay, all the best and see you back.